What is up, everybody? Welcome back to an anime news bit. We are going to get you guys fully caught up on the anime of today. And yes, one of the biggest news here is Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation is getting a new video game. But I'm going to set my expectations really low, and I'm going to tell you why. Additionally, we got a theatrical openings update on Sound Euphonium's new movie. And yes, a new vampire waifu anime. But we have this and so much more in this anime news bit, so if you're interested, stay tuned. Let's kick things off with the big news, the exciting news, which is that Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation is getting a video game. Now, the full context here is that publisher bushiroad Games, as well as developer Macross, has announced that they're going to be making a Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation console game. This title is Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Quest of Memories. It's going to be on PS4, Switch, and PC. Now, there's no other further details around this. All we can really do is speculate on exactly who's working on this, which again is Macross, which I'm hoping I'm saying that right. And Macross is really, unfortunately, only known for the Dio Field Chronicles, which I've never seen before. And they also did some work on Etrian Odyssey. It seems like a studio that really is only known for like tactical RPGs, overhead tactical RPGs, really simple stuff. We're not talking about AAA console stuff here, which, yes, for an anime game, unfortunately, is to be expected. So kind of what I'm getting from this is based on, bushiroads, what they've kind of backed in the past. And yes, this developer, I'm assuming this is going to be something in the vein as that new ReZero game, something like an overhead view type video game with some visual novel aspects to it. So again, set the expectations really low. We're not talking AAA here, but it could be really cool. Now, obviously the big question mark is, what is this going to be about? Myself included, still reading through the light novel series, just passing the first season. My concern already is what some people are already leaking, which I don't know if it's going to be true. Again, leaks are leaks. Some people speculating that it's going to be a post light novel story, which would really, really suck. Now, the only thing that's kind of tempering that away as being a possibility is that it's essentially the trailer itself says something to the effect of the popular TV anime first console game. And that could be just kind of marketing speak. They see it there, the anime right now is really popular, so they say on there, oh, by the way, it's based on the anime, and they don't know marketing wise that it's going to be post light novel story. So I kind of assume based on that, if that is true, that it's a possibility this could be just strictly a story based on the first season or second season. That's my hope. Because, yes, from the perspective of a Japanese consumer, they might want more of the light novel. They might want a story that's post-light novel, so they can get in on that market. Whereas us, from a Western perspective, a lot of people are just anime-onlys, and so it's not going to work for us. So I'm kind of holding a lot of hope that their focus here is, well, right now, the anime is the focus. The anime is the thing that's getting a lot of people's eyeballs. So let's just focus on what the anime has covered. Now, it could also be an original story. And again, it's going to be, the big question mark there is still going to be, where is this original story set in? Is it set in the first season? Is it set in the second season? The big concern that I have really around that subject specifically is the title itself, Quest of Memories. And typically when you talk about memories, it's something that's, you're looking back. So in the context of somebody that is anime only and they see Quest of Memories, what exactly memories is going to be covering? By the way, should say this now, if you are a light novel reader, please just don't comment. I don't need to hear what your speculations are. So yes, based on that title card of the TV popular anime, it could be based in the first season or possibly the second season. I have the fear that it's a post-light novel story, possibly reflecting back. So maybe it is going to be based on the first season, but it's going to start off in somewhere later in the light novel, which would really suck because, again, spoilers, and I want to avoid all spoilers. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to be, whenever the more information is announced for this, I'm going to be very careful to look at it until we know if it's going to be spoilers for the light novel or not. So, exciting stuff. Again, I'm terrified of what this Mushoku Tensei game is, even though I would love it. I'm afraid of it, so we'll have to wait and see. It kind of reminds me of that whole aspect of the Roxy manga. It's like I want to dive straight in there, because I know it's supposed to be like, I think it's supposed to be Roxy's past story. But the problem is where it starts. It's that whole, and like I said, with this whole thing, it's like that whole aspect of it starting off later on in the story, but then it jumps back to the earlier story. But it's like that brief opening that is supposed to be like later in the light novel is a spoiler. So it's like, no, I have to wait to read it. And there's like the video game for Spice and Wolf, which is technically supposed to be post light novel. It's like, it sucks seeing these games and you want to play in that, but you're like, I have to read it first. I have to get finished first. Bushiroad did also announce 2 other games, which is Goblin Slayer, Another Adventure, Nightmare Feast. This is apparently going to be a new original story. They also announced Macross Shooting Insight, which is supposed to be a side-scroller shooter. They showed a very brief screenshot of the actual gameplay, which showed a ship firing up like a typical side-scrolling shooter. But anyhow, we'll, again, wait to see more information and be terrified of spoilers. Moving on, Warner Bros. Japan has announced that Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy's 2nd season will be premiering on Netflix worldwide in 2023. So if you're watching that series and enjoyed it, definitely check that out. I've only watched the first part of the first season. I still haven't watched the second part, so I really wish they had just released it all together because now I got sidetracked and I can't get back to it. Our next bit, we have official website for Fluffy Paradise has announced the anime will premiere in 2023. This adaptation is supposed to be based on the manga specifically, so that's an interesting note there. The synopsis is Midori Akitsu, a 27-year-old, ends up in another world after dying from overwork. I got reincarnated into another world after God blessed me with a special ability. This ability is to be loved by non-human beings. Huh? Meaning that humans might not like me, but all the fluffy animals will love me? Whoa! This is a really stupid synopsis. I get to pet a white tiger and dragons to my heart's content. After being reborn as Nema, the youngest daughter of a top-class noble family, I'm doing my best for the survival of humanity while enjoying this world's fluffiness. So, interesting there. Girl gets reincarnated and she gets to enjoy all the fluffy things of the world. I guess that'll be a nice little fun thing. We'll see. For our next bit, during a preview screening of Kaina of the Great Snow Sea, they announced that the project will be getting a sequel film. So whatever TV anime they're doing right now, they will have a film afterwards, which is kind of exciting. The project is in collaboration with, of course, Nihei, which is the creator of Night Sidonia and the original writer of this, and Polygon Pictures. So yes, the CGI studio that is currently working on Kaina. So exciting stuff there to know that even if the anime ends, there'll still be more content. Hopefully it doesn't leave on too much of a nasty cliffhanger or something like that. Being an original project, I hope they can put a nice little bookend to the TV series until we get the movie. Speaking of bookending a story, the official website for The Tale of the Outcasts has revealed that the series will be covering the entire manga story. So if you're one of those people that don't like to get into series because they have source material bait at the end of it or they don't feel complete, maybe it's a reason to jump into The Tale of the Outcasts. I've heard a couple people in the Discord already saying that's a good series. I haven't checked it out yet, but obviously having a lot of Ancient Magus Bride vibes to it. So definitely interested to check that one out. Moving on, we had a live stream GA Fest 2023 that had a couple bits of news drop. First one being a little bit of an update for the 2nd season of Goblin Slayer. They have announced that the series will be premiering in 2023. The official website also released a teaser promo, as well as revealed the studio Leiden Films will be working on the project. PV already looks really fantastic. I could not be more hyped. I really did like the first season, enough that I actually went out and got some of the manga itself, so interested to see where this goes from here. I think some of the stuff that I read beyond the first season was pretty amazing, so I cannot wait to see that adapted. Also during this event, we got some vampire waifus. They announced the light novel The Vexations of a Shut-In Vampire Princess is getting an anime adaptation in 2023. They released a PV for it, which is already super packed, so it leads me to believe that they got quite a bit of stuff for this already adapted. Project number 9 is going to be working on the series. Fire Force's Tatsuma Minamikawa will be directing it. Quintessential Quintuplets and Demon Girl Next Door's Keiichiro Ochi is going to be doing the series composition, and the character designs will be done by Tomoyuki Shitaya, who worked on Food Wars. So really great character designs already. Again, the PV already looks really, really good. Loving her Seiyu working on the project, so super excited for this one. Synopsis is shut-in vampire Teta Komari, or Komari for short, awakens from her slumber to find she's been promoted to a commander of the army. The thing is, though, her new squad has a reputation for being violently insubordinate. And although Komari was born to a prestigious vampire family, her hatred for blood has made her the picture of scrawny, uncoordinated, and inept at magic. With the odds stacked against her, will the help of her maid be enough to help this recluse blunder her way to success? Sounds really funny. I always enjoy the idea of a vampire that doesn't like blood, and whether it be that they just don't like biting people and harming people, or they just think it's nasty. Super funny. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Like I said, the PV looks really fantastic, so super excited. Moving on, the official website for Shogakukan's Big Comic Spirits magazine has announced that the anime adaptation of Insomniacs After School will premiere in April of 2023. I don't know why, at some point I got into my head that this was supposed to be a film, but apparently TV series coming in April, so definitely be excited for that one. That's been one that I've been pretty excited about. I really did love the original PV they released for it. The concept of it really sounds interesting, so I'm looking forward to that. For the big Sound Euphonium news, Kyoto Animation has announced the theatrical openings of Sound Euphonium Ensemble contests are planned in summer of 2023. So right around the corner. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to come over the West, but super excited for that. For fans of My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999, the official website for this series has announced the anime will premiere in April of 2023, so another spring show to look forward to. And finally, for the most confusing news in recent history, the official website for the TV anime Toilet Bound Hanako-kun has announced the anime project is restarting. They released a promo video for it, which pretty much shows a lot of clips of the original anime adaptation. And so yes, for quite a few weeks now, most people have been pretty confused. I don't think any update has been released since the announcement of this, but even back then, my assumption for this is that they're going to probably do some sort of re-streaming of it. Something like Yuki Yuna as a hero, something like that, where it's, yes, the same thing. They just kind of rebroadcast it. Maybe they move some stuff around. Maybe they add some extra scenes in there. I think from what I remember back when the original series was adapted, I know that some people said some things were kind of changed or missing, so maybe this is their attempt to kind of fix things, rebroadcast it, and then with that hype, announce the second season and jump right into the second season. That's my assumption. Just rebank on the first season and then announce the second season and just have that hype go straight into the second season. Again, restarting kind of insinuates that, but sometimes you never know. And that's it. That's all the news for right now. Hope you guys enjoyed this news bit. If you did, make sure that like button down below, comment, let me know what's the most exciting bit of news here. Again, for the Mushoku Tensei fans out there, no spoilers. If you think that this insinuates something later on, don't need to know, because whatever you say is going to insinuate something. That's my big point there. So we'll just wait and see. If you're new to this channel, make sure that subscribe button so you get all my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon link, a tips link, and a super thanks button down below. Also, if you're a Mushoku Tensei fan, I am doing an analysis of the novel series, which we are now on volume 6 extra chapter. So I'm just at the end of that volume. So if you want to check those out, every Monday we do Mushoku Mondays where I premiere it. Definitely some fun stuff there. But I hope you all enjoyed, and y'all take care.